What's up, awesome YouTubers? Ryan1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you all. And today, I'm here to talk about John Carpenter's Halloween on physical media and mostly my collection on physical media when it comes to the original John Carpenter's classic. If you don't know, this is my all-time favorite horror movie, but it's also my all-time favorite movie of all time. John Carpenter's Halloween is the movie that made me fall in love with movies, or one of the movies that made me fall in love with film. I love it for, its direction. I love the behind-the-scenes stories that we have. It's just an awesome movie. It's a fantastic movie. It's a classic, and it never gets old for me. This, again, will always remain my favorite horror movie, and it will remain my favorite movie of all time. John Carpenter is also my favorite director of all time, and a lot of his movies I absolutely love. So maybe one day I'll do a re-ranking of his film series, but I did that about a year and a half ago, so it'll be a little bit before I go back and do that. However, his movie, Halloween, remains my favorite, and I love the physical media history that we have over this movie, and also what I own. There's a lot of different versions of this movie I have. I've gotten rid of some things in the past, but, for most part, I've kept a lot of my John Carpenter stuff or my John Carpenter Halloween physical media collection. And so I want to re-show that off, and maybe there's things in here that you've never seen before. So let's get started. This one right here, we're diving into the VHS tapes right now. This was a tape that my mom had. She owned this. And I remember, going and visiting her and looking forward to watching Halloween because, one, we share the love for the movie. She loves it. It's her favorite movie. It's my favorite movie, or one of her favorite movies. But we share our love for Halloween together. And so I remember she was going to get rid of this tape, and I was like, I'm going to take this with me. And that is this 2000 or I think 1999 VHS tape of Halloween. You can tell it's pretty beat up, but there is that lenticular there. There's still a little bit of it. It's still, just there, but it's worn out. So it's had a lot of history with me, and it's been played a lot, and I will forever keep this because of the memories I have of, again, going to my mom's as a kid and watching this movie over and over and over again. So really cool. The tape is still in great condition, and it plays really well. Again, just the outer box is, worn out. So the next one, shout out to my buddy Resident Vania. He sent this to me, and I love this. I've always wanted this ever since, seeing other people show it in videos and seeing images of it. It's the Blockbuster Presents Halloween, and I love this one for the artwork. I know it's like an image of the movie or like two images, but that's just great. You have Jamie Lee Curtis there, Laurie Strode, Michael in the background. I love the classic Halloween logo there, the title. And then I love the Blockbuster Presents there. There's a really cool commercial where this is shown off, and then you have Rosemary's Baby and Night of the Living Dead, and Blockbuster in the 90s was, promoting, if you rent a movie, you can get, a copy of Halloween or Night of the Living Dead or one of these movies, on sale. Like, they were really promoting it, and that was awesome. So you have this. Very cool. Love the back there, and once again, great shape there. So thank you to my buddy Resident Vania, my brother, for sending that to me. So the next one I have is, and I think the next two One of them is another one that Rez sent me. The other one I remember, a YouTuber, still remember the name, Evil Santa 08, sent this tape to me, and that is the clamshell Halloween VHS tape, and yeah, absolutely love this. So fantastic. Anchor Bay was just so cool when it came to the Halloween franchise, you know, from the VHS tapes to the DVDs to the Blu-rays that they had. They just put a lot of love into them, and I really love the VHS days. So you have this one here, awesome release. And then you have this double feature, or not double feature, but double VHS set here. 2 VHS pack. Almost wanted to say 2 disc, but that's not it. It's a VHS. But you could see Michael, little, you know, faint there. This is neat. It's limited. This one is 26,265 out of 40,000. So pretty cool. And on the inside, you have the orange tapes, which I love that. That is a cool thing there. You don't really see a lot of that. So very neat, and it comes with everything in it. It still comes with its little booklet and all that stuff. Residentavania Rez sent me this, and I just absolutely love it. So those are the VHS tapes. Let's go on to the DVDs. So before we dive into the Anchor Bay history of Halloween on DVD, I want to show this off. I think this is so cool. This was a French DVD that I got from a YouTuber, Mayfair. Again, I remember these names because, you know, YouTube has always been a big part of my life, and ever since, you know, I really started. And I remember a lot of these YouTubers, so great memories. But I remember she sent this to me. It's a French DVD of Halloween. Bare bones, pretty much, but it's really cool because I love this whole artwork that we have going on here right now. It just seems like something that you would get from, you know, an old magazine cover or something like that. So pretty cool. There's the back with Laurie there, and then you open it up, still have the note in there, and then you have the DVD. So Region 2 DVD, but, you know, this is just something awesome to have in the collection, and I really love that. Now diving into Anchor Bay and its Halloween releases. So the first one I'm going to show you is actually the very first Halloween DVD that they released, and that is this release here. This is from 97. So this came out in 1997, almost 20 years, almost 30 years old. Yeah, basic release. I'll show you the back. You really don't have too much going on there. You have the pan and scan presentation of the movie. You also have the widescreen presentation and theatrical trailer. And it was a flipper disc. So, you know, one side you had the widescreen release, and the other side you had the other presentation of the movie, or you do have the other presentation of the movie. And then there is this really cool, I mean, it's simple, but it's still cool, insert in here. There's the scene insert, scene index. You don't get those anymore at all. That's really cool. And then you open it up and you have just images of Halloween. I love this one right there. That is a you know, behind the scenes photo of Laurie Strode, not Laurie, Jamie Lee Curtis, PJ Souls, and Nancy Loomis, or Kai's there. So other images there, the famous Michael Myers bedroom door scene when he's about ready to go into the bedroom door and try to get Laurie. But that's a cool DVD release. Again, pretty basic release, but still the first of you know, Halloween releases that Anchor Bay would release of the movie. The next one is another pretty basic release. Not basic release. This is actually pretty cool because you do have the Halloween Unmasked 2000 featurette. And it's not the full documentary. This was something that the VHS tape that I got from my mom had, and it would play like at the end credits on VHS. But if you wanted to watch just the bonus feature, you can select it on this DVD release of Halloween. So again, a few more bonus features, not a lot, but for the time, for 2000, this was great because you were getting a documentary on the movie, and that was cool. Widescreen release, full frame release of the movie, theatrical trailer, TV spots, all that. Very cool. Love that. And then again, insert there, and not a flipper disc. You actually had image of Michael there, so pretty awesome. And then on the back, you could see that you had a lot more scene index there. So different compared to the previous release I just showed you, but still awesome. So have that one. Up next, I'll show this off. This is really neat. This is the 25th anniversary edition of Halloween. It's a 2-disc DVD Divimax release of John Carpenter's Halloween. I love the glossiness to it. I think that is just fantastic. There's the back. This has, for the time, had a lot of great bonus features. It still has a lot of great bonus features. But you do get the cut above the rest 87-minute documentary on the making of the movie. And it's so cool. You have a lot of the actors coming back, talking about it, the crew coming back, Carpenter coming back, Deborah Hill, rest in peace, she was a part of this. So it's really awesome. And then you have the on-location, 25 years later, 10-minute featurette with PJ Souls and Deborah Hill. That's neat. That is so cool. You won't get stuff like that again because Deborah Hill is no longer with us. So to see that 10-minute featurette with PJ Souls and Deborah Hill is amazing. I love that. That's something you'll always remember. But you have the inside there. There's disc 1, disc 2. I like that image of Michael there. And then this was also neat because this was the booklet that came with it. And it's just, talking about the making of Halloween and its, legacy. It's pretty awesome. I love this. There's a great image of Dr. Loomis there, Donald Pleasance. There's Michael with the sheet over him, pretending to be Bob. Laurie in the closet. Very famous image there. And then Nancy Stevens when she's being attacked by Michael in the beginning of the movie. So, love this release. Again, Anchor Bay just did a wonderful job with their releases of Halloween. And they released a lot of physical media when it came to the movie, but it was just a very popular title at the time, and you were getting some fantastic stuff throughout the years from Anchor Bay. I'll show this one off last. I think it's really cool, but this is the 07, so this came out in 2007 release of Halloween, and that is the one with the very glossy slipcover there. So there's the back there. Very similar to the 2000 release. So very, very similar. Same, formats, same featurettes. The only thing that you have different besides the slipcover is this image of PJ Souls there, which you don't have on the back of there. And, well, the logos are pretty much similar too, so as far as the Anchor Bay. But this is different, and that's different. I believe, though, when you do take off the slipcover, well, actually, it's different as well. So, very cool there. Different stuff. I love that. I love the classic image. And then you do have PJ Souls on the back. She's a little bit more faded there compared to the slipcover. Same DVD on the inside, same insert, I believe. It's the same insert. Yes, it is. So that's similar, but still very cool to have that. And a nice little piece to own in the Halloween collection. I love that. The slipcover was the biggest thing back then to have. And the last DVD release is the TV, or the extended edition of Halloween. So this is the TV cut, the extended cut of the movie that was released on TV back in 1981 when Halloween 2 was coming out in theaters. This was the first time we were getting Halloween on TV, John Carpenter's Halloween. And so this was a lot of new things that were filmed for the movie, for the TV cut of the movie, to, one, cut out a lot of the kills in the movie because you couldn't have that on TV. So they had to replace it with brand new scenes. I remember this was the way that I watched the movie a lot as a kid and growing up. And I remember when I finally watched the theatrical cut, I was wondering where some of these certain scenes were, like the moments with Dr. Loomis at the asylum trying to explain why this 6-year-old child was so evil, and, you know, the doctors didn't want to listen to him. There's that scene. There's a scene with Laurie and Linda when Linda is knocking on Laurie's door and she's talking about how, you know, this guy, Michael Myers, has been following her. So there's that great scene. So you do have some new stuff, or new at the time, you know, scenes added into the movie. But what I love about this release too is you do have a lot of the gore scenes back into the film. So while it's the TV cut, they extended it a little bit as well, so you're getting everything plus the TV footage. So really cool widescreen presentation of the movie, and that's about it. So no bonus features with this one, but you get that cool artwork there and that DVD index scene with a different image on the back. So pretty neat. And again, this was like awesome to have back in the day. And it went out of print for the longest time. I'd like to get the VHS copy of this because I know there's a VHS tape out there of the extended edition. So let's jump to the Blu-rays and the 4Ks now. So when Anchor Bay was diving into Blu-ray was becoming big in 08, 09. One of Anchor Bay's first releases was Halloween on Blu-ray. And I love the promo release of Anchor Bay and Blu-ray back then because they showed this, they showed Evil Dead, there were some other movies, Evil Dead 2, the first Blu-ray of that they were releasing, and it was really neat. Like, again, I loved Anchor Bay back then because they really promoted all these, like, all these movies coming out. They also promoted a lot of old school horror movies that were coming out for the first time on Blu-ray, and Halloween was one of them, and this was that release. At the time, really cool because you were getting the full-length documentary that was on the 25th anniversary DVD, which was that 87-minute documentary. And then you got audio commentary, trailer, TV spots, so that was neat. The only thing that this did not have was that 10-minute featurette with PJ Souls and Deborah Hill. And I believe at this time Deborah Hill had passed away. But, you know, basic release overall. Now it's a basic release. Back then it was the best of this, you know, the release of this movie. You have the Blu-ray disc there. So, you know, again, basic now, but, you know, back in 08, this was great to have because this was the first time we were getting Halloween on Blu-ray. And it was the, you know, early days of the Blu-ray format. Another thing is the presentation was different. It had a orange tint to it compared to the original presentation, the original way that the movie looked. And I know some people prefer this presentation. This is the way that they grew up with the movie, watched it. It's not my preferred way, but I do still have a soft spot for popping this in every once in a while and checking it out. The next one is the 35th anniversary release of this movie. So I love the fact, let me get this DVD release. This is the 25th anniversary. This is the 35th anniversary of Halloween. And have it in this nice shrink wrap, but we'll take this out so I could show you. This was awesome to have during the time because you were just getting a really cool digibook. Very small digibook, but still really neat. And you were also getting the Night She Came Home documentary. I believe, yeah, The Night She Came Home, yeah, featurette of Jamie Lee Curtis going to Horror Hound in 2012. And a fun thing about that is I am sprinkled throughout that documentary. It took a long time for me to spot every scene. There's a couple moments in it where you do see me. You see the back of my head. I know it's me because I remember the haircut I had back then, and you could just spot me in the crowd. But I had a lot of friends watch this, and they would reach out to me and go, "You're in there," and that's really cool. That was the reason why you wanted to buy this. Also because of the new audio commentary with John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis. That commentary was the first time that they were reuniting with each other for a long time. They had not talked to each other for a while, or had not just been together talking about the movie for a long time. So you had that commentary, but the coolest thing about it was the documentary of Jamie Lee Curtis going to Horror Hound weekend and her experience throughout the entire weekend. You know, flying to Indianapolis, getting to the convention, meeting the fans, and her aftermath of talking about the experience. Like, it was so cool. Like, it's still such a really cool documentary. I feel like watching it. I feel like I might pop this in today, but I really love that. And, you know, I'm not in it throughout the whole thing, but to have something where I am sprinkled, it's amazing to think about it now. This is, what, you know, over 10 years old. It's amazing to think that I am part of some type of physical media history featurette on a Halloween physical media release. So anyway, I think about stuff like that. I look at the picture I have right now with Jamie Lee Curtis on my wall, and I knew that when she was coming to this convention that I had to meet her, and you know, I had to go there and meet her. And so I have a picture with her, and I also have my Halloween 30 Years of Terror poster signed up there in the corner. She signed that poster. So I love it, you know. And, you know, I think there's also a Horror Hound article out there where she talked about she really dived into the experience, meeting the fans, not knowing what to expect, because she knew that, you know, there were Halloween fans prior. She really didn't do too much as far as like conventions go and a lot of interviews about Halloween. You know, she, you know, had stepped away from acting for a while and, you know, became a children's author. She still is a children's author, you know, did a lot of other things. She knew that there was a fan base for this, but I think going to this convention and talking with the fans and interacting with people, she realized like this was a big thing for a lot of people. You know, this movie, her career as a scream queen, created a huge impact for people. And I don't think without that weekend at Horror Hound, she would have done Scream Queens, the TV show, or David Gordon Green's Halloween movies, because I don't think she realized until she went to this convention how important Halloween is for a lot of people and how important her horror movie career was for a lot of people. Back in the 80s and the late 70s, you were just in these movies, and Halloween created an impact for her. I know she knows that, but her career during that early time meant a lot for people, and Halloween means a lot for people. So I've been talking about that featurette for a long time right now, but it's amazing. Again, this release is just awesome. You do have the Blu-ray in this sleeve there, so that's a little odd, but there's the classic poster there. And then just again, images of the movie. I love this image of Jamie Lee Curtis and John Carpenter there. Just awesome. This is just great. I miss stuff like this. I miss digibooks. Digibooks were so cool because you had that. I love that. Up next, this was pretty much just the digibook, but in a steelbook release. This was an FYE exclusive, and I love this release of it. FYE, because they're not around anymore, and if they're around, it's very, very few, far between. But they did a lot of exclusives. They did a Halloween steelbook release, which was the same image right there, except you don't have the banner and it doesn't say Halloween on it, but you do have that artwork. So you have that, you have the back there, really cool, and then the inside. And I did keep my FYE exclusive sticker. I do love this. So you take the Blu-ray disc out, and you do have that image of Michael there. So that's different for this release. And I've always loved that poster. I've seen that image online, and I think it's great. The other thing about the Digibook 35th anniversary release and this Steelbook release is the presentation was different. It was going back to how Dean Cundy originally, did the cinematography. So it was going back to the way he presented the movie, if that's the right word to say. But very cool. Love that. Then we have, this came out in 2020. So back when Best Buy was doing physical media, they had this release. And this, for me, is quite possibly my favorite artwork for Halloween. Next to the original classic poster, I love this. That is John Carpenter's Halloween. Again, Best Buy exclusive steelbook. I love, first of all, the fall atmosphere all over this is awesome with the leaves. I like how Michael is shaped into the leaves. He's floating. It's just awesome. I don't know how to describe it, but that's a great image of Michael. What I also love about this is you have, and I'll just show you, you have Laurie on the back. I love that image of Laurie. That is such a great image. That's the image of her looking out her bedroom window and she sees Michael in her backyard or in the neighbor's yard. You take the sleeve off, which is neat. I love these sleeves. This was the early days of that. One of the first times we had that. And then there's the image of Michael. There's the image of Laurie again. She's kind of shaping into the leaves, or she's fading away. This was before Endgame ever did anything like that, by the way. Just saying. No, Endgame came before this. But anyway, I just love that. I like the fading away, or the leaves are shaping into Laurie and Michael. But then you open it up, and you got that cool image there. So very cool. It just all comes together. I want a poster of that. I want a poster hanging up on my wall of that. You have the 4K release of it. The 4K release. And then you have the Blu-ray. So the 4K is the new presentation at the time that Dean Cundey did. He supervised it, went over it. This, I believe, and I've not popped this Blu-ray in, but this is the Anchor Bay Blu-ray that we got when it first came out on Blu-ray. So a lot of people, again, there are people that love that presentation of the movie, so this incorporated that. And then, I'm not going to take this out, but you do have like the fall leaves, so really cool. And again, it was a Best Buy exclusive, and Best Buy no longer carries physical media, so really awesome at the time. I love that. And then the last, one of the few last things that I have on physical media when it comes to Halloween is the Scream Factory 4K Blu-ray release. A lot of people don't love a lot of people don't love, or a lot of people don't like the leaves and the artwork that was made for the first 8 movies when Scream Factory did the 4K releases. I love them. I love the fall vibes this has. I love the leaves floating. I think that's great. I like that image of Michael there. Very cool. You have the back there. This is amazing. You have 3 discs here. A 3-disc set. You have the 4K. You have the 2021 scan on Blu-ray. And then you have the 3rd disc, which is the original color timing presentation. That, I believe, and again, I haven't watched that one, but that is the first presentation that we got when it came to Halloween on Blu-ray. So you're getting the best of both worlds here. You're also getting a new Dolby Atmos track. You're getting all previous bonus features. Plus, what I love is the original TV version, the one that played on back in 1981. And I love it because before the movie plays, you have this quick TV spot that played back in 1981 before the movie started. So there's a TV spot there. It's really neat. I love that. This is, my preferred way to watch the movie. This is how I pretty much watched the movie, and I love it. I love this so much. The 4K scan is amazing. It looks amazing. They did such a wonderful job with this, and I love the, box, slip box. You take that off, you have the original artwork there. You open it up, and you have the 4K. You have the first Blu-ray, and then you have the other Blu-ray. I like that every artwork is different. That's awesome. So anyway, I love this release. It's a full circle moment. We had the VHS tapes, then you had the DVDs, then you had the Blu-rays, now you got Halloween on 4K. So really cool there. I do want to get the new Steelbook, but it's $44. I don't know if I'm going to buy it. It doesn't have one of the Blu-ray discs in that set. There's also a Walmart exclusive, which I am very tempted to get that with the glow-in-the-dark slipcover. Being a Halloween fan, I love Halloween. I want to grab those. It's part of my collection. I don't have those yet. So I've gotten rid of some stuff, but I've kept a lot of the stuff. A lot of, the editions that have, different bonus features that others don't have. And so I love that. It's awesome. So lastly, I'm going to wrap this up with a few other special items that I'm going to go over in just a second. So one of my favorite items, showcasing these because I really love these. This is an overseas DVD set of the original 8 Halloween movies. And Eric, Bookhouse Boy 77, if you're watching this, if you're still watching these videos, thank you for this all these years later. over 10 years ago. This is this awesome set here. And I got it signed by Danielle Harris back in 2011 or 2010. So I have that there. She said, "To Justin, Happy Halloween, Danielle Harris." You open this up, it's a really awesome set. So there's the front, there's the back with the classic Halloween 2 pumpkin. But I love this. So you open it up, you got that there. You have Halloween 2, different artwork. This is what's fun about it. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, nothing with anything to do with Halloween 3 is on here. This is again during a time when Halloween 3 was the black sheep of the family. No one liked it. I loved it, but no one liked it. So you had that. Halloween 4. Why they used that image, I don't know. But they did. That's not Michael in that. This is probably the most accurate one. Halloween 5. I love that, though, with like Jamie shaped into the knife. That's always been one of my favorite posters. Again, more accurate. You have Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. This is the theatrical cut. We never had the producer's cut at that time. Halloween H2O, very accurate. And then Halloween Resurrection. So, and again, very similar to the poster artwork. And then you flip over this, and I think this is when Resurrection was coming out, because that's all Resurrection artwork there. So I think this was 03. I think it says on the box. No, 06. So this was 06. So 1978 to 2006, even though Resurrection did not come out in 2006, I think this is when the movie, I believe, was getting, a first-time DVD release over there. But this is still amazing. That is an image of Michael from Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. But this is all Resurrection, except for the pumpkin. You also get a really cool image of a scene that was deleted from Halloween Resurrection of Tyra Banks about ready to get killed by Michael. She thought it was Freddy. She thought Freddy was killing her. It's Michael. It's Michael, Tyra. But yeah, that's image there. This is not even on deleted scenes on the DVD. You have to find this on YouTube. I don't even know if it's still available on YouTube, but still very cool, and I love that. So let me just get this back in here. It's very hard to get this box together again, so we're going to just do that. Let's go on. I know this video is going on a little longer than I thought it would, but you know what? This is a special treat for you all, and I'm going to go back and look at this and go, man, I love this. This is awesome. This was the 30th anniversary commemorative set of Halloween. This beauty here. I love this thing. This is so awesome. I remember getting this, and I was so excited. This is before we had any Scream Factory box set or anything out there. So this was neat because you had the original movie, 4, 5, the Halloween 25 Years of Terror documentary, which the 2-disc is the best one to get. And then, Blu-rays and DVDs. Like, this was awesome. But the thing that sold me the most on this was that not foam, but rubber mask of Michael Myers' face right there. It was like in a window box. I still have the slip there, so very cool. It's still in great condition, too. You have the back with all the details, images behind the scenes of John Carpenter's Halloween. You have the side with the man himself, the legend, the image of Annie, some images of Michael. This was a behind the scenes image there. There's Michael on the stairs, Laurie there. behind the scenes of PJ Souls, the actor that played Bob, and John Carpenter there, and the classic pumpkin. So very cool. Inside, again, you get that rubber mask, still in great condition. And then images here. I love this image too. But look at all that. You get that image there. I love that. I love all of this. That classic image of Nick Castle and the Myers mask. That is just great. I love stuff like that, everybody. Like, this is neat. I miss stuff like this. Like, I love what we got from Scream Factory, but this stuff, you'll never get this again. You'll never get that stuff again. Show you the, the DVD set. So, there's another image of Michael. Another image there. There's the back. You have the Blu-ray. You have the theatrical cut on DVD. What was also awesome about this, awesome, was the extended cut. So, the original DVD extended cut of this was long out of print. So you were getting something really cool with this, and that was having John Carpenter's Halloween, the extended edition, back in your collection. If you bought this, you got that DVD. So neat. Then you have the disc 1 of the 25 Years of Terror documentary. Great documentary. I still love that today. None of the other bonus features. If you had the 2-disc DVD, you got that. But this was just the main featurette with some other, bonus features on there. And then Halloween 4 and 5, the Divamax editions with, interviews and brand new stuff at the time. So very cool there. I love this. This set's amazing. I love this set so much. Just puts a smile on my face going back and looking at it. So, let's see. Try to get this back in there. I say that a lot, but some of this stuff, the one flaw is you have to, really, just take your time and get this stuff back in the sets, because it does not like to, go in there just easy, It just likes to be difficult to try to put back together. But, again, great set here. This one was limited. I have 16,155 over 20,000. So, very cool. Once again, absolutely love it, and just an awesome set. So I have one more thing to show you all, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so the last thing to show you is quite possibly it is my favorite piece of physical media, just when it comes to the original Halloween. This is something you don't come across a lot. And I'm certainly grateful, super, super grateful for this, all these years later. I want to give a special shout out to Resident Vania, my brother, somebody who is still in my life today, somebody who will always be in my life, and, we started on YouTube pretty much together, and we did, 08, 09. And he's remained one of my close friends. I love you, Rez. I love you, bud. Sent this to me. This means a lot. I love this. There's stuff in this room, over here is a Freddy vs. Jason standee from him. There's a Jason figure, tall, huge figure that's over there. But this is one of my favorite things. This is the Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween, UK Laserdisc. Look at that. That is wonderful. I have this in a plastic sleeve that he sent with it. I'd love to get this framed one day. This needs to be framed. I want to keep this beauty, just so vibrant like it is forever. I love that. You know, there's an image there. There's Linda and Paul making love. There's the pumpkin. Look at that pumpkin. Look at that. I love the pumpkin there. You're like, Justin, we've seen that pumpkin 1,000 times. We've seen the movie. There's something about that. That is old school stuff right there. I love the way that looks. So this was a new widescreen digital transfer with the original cinema trailer there. I wish I had a Laserdisc player. I do not. So I'll never get to watch this on Laserdisc. But special widescreen edition. Very cool. Open it up. I mean, look at that, everybody. Look at this. This is so neat. You have Annie there, the image of Annie right there. And then you got good old Michael Myers right there. That is just one of a kind. So, I love that. Let's try to take this Laserdisc out. Let's show this off. I'm telling you one thing, I have not looked at this thing, like opened it up in such a long time. I don't want to even get my fingerprints on this. This is so neat. There's the Laserdisc. It has a nice sleeve there. Let's open this up. Let's see. Oh, there's Halloween. There's my image there. I'm the reflection. But look at that. That is just so cool. Then you gotta flip it around on the other side. Like, just wow. Wow. I love this so much. Yeah, this is the greatest, one of the greatest things that I have in my collection. This is for me going down memory lane with you all. So I did not expect this video to be this long, everybody. What I really wanted to do was just show off, you know, briefly everything that I own still today with my John Carpenter's Halloween physical media collection. Out of any of the movies that I have, this is the film I have so many formats of when it comes to the Halloween franchise. Also, look at the long index right there. So, scene index. So, you had this here. So, what I love about this is it tells you, before you even get to the movie itself, you have the opening logos. That would have been cool to see. Oh, I wish I had a Laserdisc. You have the trailer. Then it dives into the movie. And then you flip around. You have to turn the Laserdisc around to get the rest of it. And it ends with the closing credits. So, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Oh, this is great. I loved looking at this again. I have this displayed over in my Halloween setup, but I want to get this framed. This might be the last time you all see this, like, opened up, because I'm going to frame this. I love this so much. But yeah, so let's wrap this video up, everybody. I'll be right back in a second. So everybody, that is the end of my Halloween physical media collection. We're going on almost an hour here. There are things I used to have. I used to have the Scream Factory box set. Don't have that anymore. When I got the rest of the movies on 4K, I got rid of that. Of course, I have other Halloween memorabilia and the rest of the movies on some type of format, DVDs, Blu-rays, VHS tapes. I have all of that. That's still there. Maybe one day I'll dive into Halloween 2 and 3 and the rest of them. But John Carpenter's Halloween for me is, again, my favorite movie of all time. It's It's my favorite horror movie of all time. It's the one that made me fall in love with movies and with filmmaking and with directing and writing and all that. You know, you look at Halloween, it had a small budget, and you know, when the movie came out, the critics didn't like it at first. It was not well received, and then the buzz just kept going. People kept seeing the movie in theaters. Critics started like really appreciating the movie. The movie just became what it is today. It's this classic movie that people love or they appreciate. I know I will always love this movie. This will always be that movie for me that just holds a special place in my heart. It's also the movie, and I gotta thank you all for this. This is like a full circle moment. We're just gonna talk for a minute. Like, this video is almost an hour long, and I'm sorry if, you know, it's too long. This was the movie that made my channel what it is, everybody. Halloween made my channel what it is. It started my channel. I met a lot of my friends through YouTube. I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm kind of getting a little emotional thinking about it. But, you know, I've been on YouTube for almost 20 years, everybody. It's a big thing for me. And my friends mean the world to me. You all mean the world to me. Everybody watching this means the world to me. Whether you're watching from the very beginning or rather you've been watching from the very beginning of this channel, or you're just coming across it. Maybe this is the first time you're watching my YouTube channel, but I've been around for a long time. I still want to continue making content. I'm blessed for the friendships that I've made through this channel. Again, Halloween has a lot to do with that. It really does. My buddy, one of my best friends, Rez, Jason, I love you. Brian Petrowski, my brother. I married you, and Heather, I love you. Doug Lander, Brian Dorton, so many of you. Nick, Lost River Driving, Nick, what's up? Ken, Sledgehammer Horror, Christian, Hannah Horror, my buddy Lewis, I love you, Lou. I love you, Lewis. Eric, so many people. Oh my gosh, there's just so many people through YouTube that I have met, that I am grateful for, that I'm blessed to have you in my life. Not only are you friends, but you're family. A lot of you are family. Everybody that I gave a shout out in this video, whether you watch the videos or not anymore, you are a part of my collecting of Halloween, and you are a part of my life on YouTube. So, and everybody who has watched from the very beginning of this channel, thank you for that. I feel like I'm like ending this channel and being like, this is the last time you're seeing me. That's not the last time you're seeing me, but you know, this video is going to be up on my channel forever. Like, it's going to be here. And, or as long as I have this channel, you know, I want to go back and look at these years later or years down the road and go, wow, he looks different. Talking about me in a third person. I'm going to look at these and go, wow, I look different. I looked different almost 20 years ago. I had blonde streaks and curly hair. Different time. Now I have a grayish beard going on here. So, wow, it's just like Halloween, almost 50 years later. I'm going to be 37. And, I look back and I go, wow. Wow. So, anyway, it's my look back on Halloween. And it's my thank you to you all. Not the last of me, everybody. There's going to be so much more coming. But this was really special. And without a doubt, shout outs to everybody who has made this channel what it is today. I can thank so many other people. There's so many other people that I'm forgetting, but you're awesome. Brian, Coco 2, Garrett, Born to Be Rad, the Dead Pit Boys. So many. Oh, there's so many others, everybody. I love you. Thank you. I truly mean that. Mel, my killer podcast. So many people I'm just thinking about right now that I just want to just say thank you. My buddy TJ, my buddy Todd, who I do my podcast with. You all are awesome. So many. So many. If I don't mention you, know that I love you, though, and thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching this. I know it was very long, but this is the history of my Halloween collection, and I hope you loved it. So anyway, don't know when I'm going to post this in October, but it's going to be up soon, and I really hope you watch till the end of this, because I put a lot of love into this, and I really love the last bit of this video, because this is for you all. So anyway, as always, y'all are awesome, you all rock. In with a positive, out with a negative. For all time's sakes, go eat some Skittles, and much love to you all. Remember to always be yourself, because you're amazing and you're beautiful. I'll talk to you later. Bye.